Russian embassy in Vientiane hosts traditional activities, Immortal Regiment, Garden of Memory, Candle of Memory, and Ribbon of St. George, commemorating the 79th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The embassy team has laid flowers to the monuments to the Soviet pilots in Vientiane and Xieng Khuang province. On May 9, 2024, in the Russian Federation, Russians celebrate the 79th anniversary of the victory of the Soviet Union in the Great Patriotic War, the bloodiest and cruelest war of the 20th century between the USSR and Nazi Germany and its satellites. The Russian diplomatic missions abroad, including the embassy in Vientiane, hold traditional activities. Immortal Regiments, Garden of Memory, Candle of Memory, and Ribbon of St. George, commemorating the 79th anniversary of the victory of the Great Patriotic War. The embassy team also laid flowers to the monuments to the Soviet pilots in Vientiane and Xieng Khuang province. According to Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Russian Federation to the Lao People's Democratic Republic, Vladimir Galenin, Victory Day had a decisive meaning for the outcomes of World War II, which came to an end several months later in September 1945. He said, 9th May commemorates the honor of our fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers who glorified their names by defending our fatherland and saving the humankind from the Brown Plague, or Nazism. It would be fair to emphasize the crucial contribution of the Soviet people to the victory over Nazism. It was the Soviet Union that absorbed the brunt of the Nazi invasion, becoming the main barrier in the way of spreading fascist domination upon peoples of the world. 3/4 of the German armed forces were defeated on the German-Soviet front. The Red Army fully or partially liberated Romania, Poland, Bulgaria, Hungary, eastern regions of Yugoslavia, Austria, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Norway, Denmark, northeastern provinces of China and Korea, and entered Berlin. At the same time, our country paid an enormous price for the victory, the total demographical losses amounting to 27 million people. The victory over Nazism remains a lesson to the humankind that is relevant today, when there are still those who are trying to revive this abhorring ideology and rewrite history. Humankind must always remember the terrible consequences of attempts to establish world domination, promote ideology of superiority and exceptionalism, unscrupulous behavior in achieving one's dubious goals, and the neglect of rules of law and morality. Ambassador Vladimir Galenin said, on this solemn day, the Victory Parade also takes place on the Red Square in Moscow, with participation of the leaders of some countries and governments. And this year, we also welcome President Thongloun Sisoulith, who is leading a government delegation on a working visit to Russia from May 7th to 11th, aimed at strengthening ties between the two countries, which have a long-standing history of mutual support. While in Russia, President Thongloun and his delegation will attend a ceremony to mark the 79th anniversary of Victory Day over fascism in the Great Patriotic War, May 9th, 1945 to 2024. They will also commemorate the 30th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Amity between Laos and Russia, 1994 to 2024. It is said that the destiny of the world cannot be determined by one state or a small group of elite. Security should be equal and indivisible for all participants of international life. Erecting a sturdy barrier to the spread of ideas of intolerance, xenophobia, racial, national, or other superiority is our sacred duty to those who paid with their blood and lives for saving mankind from the horrors of the fascist scourge. The ambassador said, we will always remember the feat of people who lost their lives defending the humankind from Nazism. We bow our head in cherished memory of those who lost their lives during the war, the memory of sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, grandfathers, husbands, wives, sisters, and friends.
Войска Московского гарнизона к параду Победы готовы.
Russia would always stand ready to work together in mutually respectful cooperation to unite efforts and jointly search for solutions to all existing problems in the interest of promoting peace, stability, and security. Ambassador Vladimir A. Kalinin of the Russian Federation to Laos said, "On the special occasion of the Victory Day, we warmly congratulate everyone, all defenders of our motherland today, all Russians and compatriots abroad, including in the Lao PDR."
На Красной площади парадный расчет Рязанского